Every day, countless individuals wrestle with the invisible chains of procrastination. It creeps into our lives when we least expect it, transforming our goals into distant dreams and our ambitious plans into mere fantasies. But what is procrastination, really? It's more than just bad time management or lack of willpower. Procrastination is an intricate dance of emotions and cognition that can grip the brightest minds. Consider this: according to research from the American Psychological Association, approximately 20% of adults are chronic procrastinators. And it isn't just about putting off tasks, it can lead to anxiety, low self-esteem, and even depression. Let's dig a little deeper. At its core, procrastination is often rooted in fear. Fear of failure, fear of success, and even fear of judgment can conspire together, leaving us frozen in inaction. Studies have shown that perfectionists, for instance, are particularly prone to procrastination. The relentless pursuit of unattainably high standards can become paralyzing. Why start a project if you're convinced it won't meet your expectations? Imagine Sarah, a talented writer who has dreamt of publishing a novel. Every day, she sits in front of her computer, fingers hovering over the keyboard, but she never types a single word. Why? Because the thought of writing something less than perfect terrifies her. Her procrastination becomes a shield, protecting her from the possibility of failure. But this isn't just Sarah's story. It mirrors the struggles of many. According to Dr. Timothy Pychyl, a leading procrastination researcher, procrastination often serves as a coping mechanism. It allows individuals to avoid the discomfort associated with starting a challenging task. We often hear people say, "I'll start tomorrow," believing that a new day will bring renewed motivation. Yet, research by Dr. Pychyl shows that this mindset only leads to a cycle of perpetual delay. Procrastination feeds on itself, and the longer we delay, the more overwhelming tasks can appear. But why do some people seem immune to this phenomenon? The answer lies in their relationship with time. Individuals who view time as a limited resource are often more motivated, while those who see time as abundant may delay. This perspective can influence our daily behavior and productivity. Now, the good news is that understanding procrastination is the first step in overcoming it. Realizing that you're not just battling laziness, but rather navigating a complex web of emotions can empower you. By addressing these emotional triggers, you can take the first steps towards change. Next, we will explore the emotional connection to procrastination and discover how our feelings impact our ability to act. Get ready to learn about the surprising role of anxiety and self-doubt on our actions, or lack thereof. Emotions are powerful forces that shape our behavior. They can motivate us to achieve greatness or hold us back from reaching our potential. Understanding the emotional underpinnings of procrastination is crucial for breaking free from its grip. Why do we delay? The answer often lies in our feelings. Think about it: when a task feels overwhelming, our natural response is to retreat into comfort, to avoid the discomfort that comes with starting it. For many, this retreat comes in the form of procrastination. Emotions like fear, anxiety, and sadness can trigger a flight response, compelling us to avoid tasks that stir those feelings. Research indicates that emotional regulation plays a significant role in procrastination. In a study published in the journal Emotion, participants who reported high levels of negative emotions were more likely to procrastinate on tasks, reinforcing the vicious cycle. When faced with a task that generates anxiety, the immediate response is often to find distractions or other activities to alleviate that discomfort. Take Jake, for example. Jake is a college student who struggles with his studies. On the surface, it appears he simply lacks motivation. However, beneath this simplicity lies a deeper issue: he doubts his abilities and fears disappointing his parents. The weight of these emotions drives him to distract himself with video games and social media, further compounding his academic worries. Understanding how our emotions drive our procrastination is essential. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, has shown promise in addressing this cycle by helping individuals challenge the automatic negative thoughts that lead to procrastination. By reframing our mindset, we can start to view daunting tasks as opportunities rather than threats. In addition to fear, perfectionism is another emotional factor that fuels procrastination. Individuals driven by perfection often set unrealistic standards for themselves, leading to constant avoidance of tasks that seem too difficult or likely to result in failure. This mindset creates a loop where the desire to avoid discomfort prevents progress. In her book The Gifts of Imperfection, Brené Brown emphasizes the importance of embracing imperfection as a stepping stone toward growth. By allowing ourselves to be vulnerable, we can break free from the fear of making mistakes, thereby reducing procrastination. So, how can we cultivate emotional resilience against procrastination? It begins with mindfulness. Mindfulness practices, such as meditation and deep breathing, can help individuals become aware of their emotional triggers and learn to respond rather than react. By acknowledging our feelings without judgment, we can gradually reduce their hold on us. In our next chapter, we will uncover practical strategies that harness emotional awareness to combat procrastination, transforming how we approach tasks and responsibilities. Prepare for tools that can help you reclaim your time and productivity. Now that we've explored the emotional roots of procrastination, it's time to discover actionable strategies to break the cycle. Tackling procrastination requires a multifaceted approach, one that combines understanding, planning, and resilience. First, let's talk about goal setting. Setting clear, achievable goals is paramount. When goals are vague, it can feel impossible to know where to begin. The SMART criteria, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound, can help you clarify your objectives. For example, instead of saying, "I want to get fit," a SMART goal would be, "I will exercise for 30 minutes 3 times a week for the next month." This specificity provides a roadmap, making it easier to start. In fact, research indicates that individuals who set specific goals are 10 times more likely to achieve them compared to those with general goals. With clear goals in place, it's important to break tasks into smaller, manageable steps. Consider the approach of Catherine, a project manager. Instead of viewing her report as a massive, daunting task, she breaks it into smaller sections: researching, outlining, drafting, and editing. This strategy doesn't just make the project feel less overwhelming, it also allows her to celebrate small victories along the way, boosting her motivation. Next, let's explore the Pomodoro technique, a powerful time management method. It involves working in focused bursts of 25 minutes, followed by short breaks. This method capitalizes on our natural attention spans, helping to maintain focus while reducing feelings of burnout. After 4 Pomodoros, take a longer break. This can help to refresh your mind and maintain productivity throughout the day. Research on the Pomodoro technique shows that people often feel less likely to procrastinate when they know they have an endpoint in sight. It creates a sense of urgency while simultaneously allowing for the necessary breaks that keep us mentally sharp. Another crucial strategy is to create an environment that fosters productivity. Our surroundings significantly influence our ability to focus. A cluttered desk can lead to a cluttered mind. So, take a moment to declutter your workspace. Surrounding yourself with items that inspire you or remind you of your goals can also serve as motivation. However, the environment isn't just physical, it's also digital. In our hyper-connected world, digital distractions are everywhere. Consider tools that block distracting websites during your work sessions, or set specific times to check emails and messages rather than letting them interrupt your flow. Finally, let's talk about self-compassion, a critical, yet often overlooked, component of overcoming procrastination. Being kind to yourself when facing setbacks is essential. Research shows that self-compassion can reduce anxiety and depression, making it easier to return to tasks when you slip up. Instead of berating yourself for procrastinating, acknowledge that setbacks are a natural part of the human experience. As we wrap up this chapter, remember that overcoming procrastination requires patience and self-awareness. Implement these strategies, and you will start to see small changes in your productivity. In our next chapter, we will hear inspiring stories of individuals who faced procrastination head-on and emerged victorious. Get ready for real-life transformations that will motivate you to take action. The journey to overcome procrastination is often long and challenging. Yet, countless individuals have transformed their lives by confronting this deep-seated issue. Let's explore some inspiring stories of people who faced their procrastination head-on and emerged victorious. Take the story of Michael, a software engineer who found himself perpetually delaying his job applications. Despite being qualified, he would spend hours scrolling through job boards, feeling overwhelmed by the thought of updating his resume. Eventually, he realized that this pattern was linked to his fear of rejection. With the help of a career coach, Michael learned to reframe his perspective. Instead of viewing each application as a potential failure, he began to see them as opportunities to learn and grow. Each rejection became a stepping stone towards his ultimate goal, not a setback. After months of support and strategic goal setting, he landed his dream job. Now, let's meet Laura. As a graduate student, she faced immense pressure to succeed. The weight of expectations led her to procrastinate on her thesis. Instead of feeling empowered, she felt paralyzed. She reached out to her peers for support, and together they formed a writing group. This accountability transformed her routine. Seeing her peers tackle their work head-on inspired Laura to follow suit. Within weeks, she had drafted several chapters and completed her thesis ahead of schedule. Laura's story exemplifies how community can combat procrastination. Research shows that people who share their goals with others are more likely to achieve them. The power of social support is undeniable. Next, let's talk about Ryan, a graphic designer who always struggled with procrastination due to his self-imposed perfectionism. He would spend excessive time perfecting a single project, ultimately delaying its completion. After attending a workshop on creative processes, Ryan learned the value of good enough. He embraced the idea that perfection is often unattainable and that progress matters more than flawless execution. By implementing strategies like setting time limits on tasks and seeking feedback during the creative process, Ryan found himself completing projects on time and even achieving better results. His design career took off as he learned to balance quality with efficiency. These stories highlight the importance of resilience and adaptability when facing procrastination. As we see, each individual found their unique path to overcoming procrastination. As we move to our next chapter, we will delve into the scientific insights that explain why these strategies work and how you can utilize them in your own life. Get ready to uncover the psychological principles at play in overcoming procrastination, backed by research and evidence. Understanding the science behind procrastination gives us powerful tools to combat it. Grounded in psychology and behavioral science, these insights can help us develop effective strategies to overcome this common challenge. Let's take a closer look. Cognitive neuroscience provides valuable insights into why we procrastinate. Research indicates that the prefrontal cortex, responsible for planning and decision-making, plays a key role in our ability to self-regulate and control impulses. When we procrastinate, it suggests that this area of the brain is not functioning optimally. Research conducted by Dr. Piers Steele, a leading expert on procrastination, found that those with lower self-discipline are often more prone to procrastination. The key takeaway here is that self-control can be improved. Just as we can train our muscles, we can strengthen our self-discipline through practice and intentional strategies. Another fascinating aspect of procrastination is the role of temporal discounting. This psychological concept refers to our tendency to prioritize immediate rewards over long-term gains. For example, it's more appealing to binge watch a show now than to study for an exam that's weeks away. Understanding this concept can help us create strategies that align immediate rewards with our long-term goals. One way to do this is by creating mini rewards for completing tasks. For instance, after studying for 30 minutes, treat yourself to a favorite snack or a short break. This creates a tangible reward that reinforces productive behavior. Additionally, recent studies suggest that our environment significantly influences our ability to focus and act. The idea of choice architecture posits that the way options are presented to us can affect our decisions. By structuring our environment in a way that minimizes distractions and optimizes focus, we can reduce the likelihood of procrastination. For example, designating specific areas for work and leisure can create a mental division that helps reinforce productive habits. At its core, the journey to overcome procrastination requires a combination of self-awareness, emotional regulation, and strategic planning. By understanding the science behind our behavior, we can tailor our approaches to fit our individual needs. As we transition to the next chapter, we will discuss practical methods to implement these insights into your daily life, equipping you with the tools needed to conquer procrastination effectively. Prepare to take actionable steps toward a more productive and fulfilling life. Imagine sitting at your desk, staring blankly at a screen filled with unfinished projects. The noise of distractions pulls at your focus, while the clutter surrounding you weighs down your motivation. Our environments shape our behaviors more than we realize. Studies show that a cluttered workspace can significantly hinder productivity by creating a sensory overload that can lead to procrastination. According to research published in the journal Psychological Science, people in orderly environments tend to be more focused and productive compared to their counterparts in chaotic spaces. But what elements in our environment contribute to procrastination? In this chapter, we will explore how we can transform our surroundings from barriers into conduits for motivation and action. Let's first look at the physical space we inhabit. The concept of environmental psychology suggests that the way we arrange our workspaces can either boost our productivity or lead us to procrastinate. For instance, having a clean desk can help signal to your brain that it's time to work. The absence of clutter allows for fewer distractions. Many high achievers, including CEOs of successful companies, often speak about the importance of an organized workspace. They frequently declutter their environments, believing it clears their minds and prepares them for the tasks ahead. Additionally, digital environments play a significant role in procrastination. Notifications from emails or social media can derail our focus, making it hard to stay on task. A study from the University of California, Irvine, found that it takes an average of 23 minutes to regain focus after an interruption. So, how do we create a conducive digital environment? One effective strategy is to utilize apps that block distracting websites or limit social media usage during work hours. Furthermore, our social environment profoundly influences our behavior. We often underestimate how our relationships affect our procrastination tendencies. The presence of motivated peers can spur us into action. On the other hand, being surrounded by procrastinators can lead to a similar mindset. This phenomenon is known as social contagion, where behaviors and attitudes can spread within social networks. A fascinating study published in the journal BMJ demonstrated that when friends quit smoking, it significantly increased the likelihood that their social connections would also quit. The same can be applied to our work habits. Surrounding ourselves with motivated individuals can inspire us to overcome procrastination. One practical example comes from a method called the Pomodoro technique. Developed by Francesco Cirillo, this technique encourages a structured work environment combined with regular breaks. It mandates intense focus for 25 minutes, followed by a short break. This cycle not only prevents burnout but creates a rhythm that enhances productivity. As users engage in this technique, they often find their tendency to procrastinate diminishes. By optimizing both our physical and digital spaces, we can create an environment that fosters productivity. As we move forward, let's delve into a real-life story that illustrates the impact of environmental change on procrastination. Meet Brian, a graphic designer who battled procrastination for years. Despite his talent, he often found himself delaying projects until the 11th hour. After realizing that his cluttered workspace contributed to his procrastination, Brian decided to make a change. He minimized digital distractions, organized his physical workspace, and even set up a designated area for creative brainstorming. Over time, Brian found that these changes not only improved his work ethic but also led to a significant enhancement in his overall job satisfaction. The synergy of an optimized environment played a critical role in his transformation. In essence, to overcome procrastination, we must carefully curate our environments, both physical and social. By doing so, we not only set the stage for productivity but also elevate our resilience against procrastination's tempting grip. As we head into the next chapter, we will uncover the vital role of accountability in breaking through procrastination barriers. What if you had someone in your corner, cheering you on, holding you accountable every step of the way? The concept of accountability has emerged as a powerful tool in combating procrastination, a secret ingredient that can propel you towards your goals. In this chapter, we delve deep into the influence of accountability, revealing how it can serve as a catalyst for change and propel you towards your aspirations. Let's start by understanding the psychological mechanisms behind accountability. When we declare our goals to others, it creates a sense of commitment. A study conducted by the Dominican University of California found that individuals who shared their goals with supportive friends were 33% more likely to achieve them than those who kept their goals to themselves. This is a clear testament to the power of external validation and support. But it's not just about sharing your goals, it's about the nature of the accountability relationship. Research shows that accountability partners, those who understand you, your challenges, and your aspirations, are more effective than mere observers. The empathetic understanding fosters a deeper connection, motivating you to push through procrastination and take action. Imagine being part of an accountability group where each member shares their challenges, offering support and advice. This cooperative dynamic spurs motivation, creating a positive feedback loop that enhances everyone's productivity. Take Sarah, for example. After struggling with procrastination for years, she decided to join a local writing group. Every week, the group would gather to discuss their writing goals and share their progress. Initially hesitant, Sarah found that the supportive environment pushed her to write consistently. The shared commitment to their craft encouraged her to stay focused and accountable. As the weeks went by, she not only completed her manuscript but also forged lasting friendships along the way. Her story exemplifies how important it is to not just work in isolation but to engage with others who foster a sense of accountability. Furthermore, technology has made it easier than ever to find accountability partners. Apps like StickK and BeMinder allow users to set goals and receive support from fellow users across the globe. These platforms encourage regular check-ins, fostering a sense of community that holds you accountable. In a world where distractions are just a click away, having digital accountability can keep you on track. In fact, a study by the University of Pennsylvania found that individuals who committed to their goals in a public forum were more likely to achieve them than those who kept their intentions private. This underscores the unyielding power of public accountability. At this stage, we must consider the emotional facets of accountability. While it can foster motivation and commitment, it may also evoke anxiety in some individuals. The fear of letting others down can be a double-edged sword, leading to either increased motivation or heightened stress. Thus, it's crucial to choose the right accountability partners, those who inspire but do not impose undue pressure. To illustrate a more nuanced perspective, let's revisit Brian, our graphic designer from the previous chapter. After optimizing his environment, he realized the importance of external accountability. He reached out to a mentor in his field, asking for regular check-ins regarding his project deadlines. The mentor provided constructive feedback while holding Brian accountable for his progress. This relationship not only enhanced Brian's output but transformed his creative process. As he felt the weight of accountability, he was less likely to procrastinate, resulting in a remarkable improvement in his professional life. In summary, the power of accountability cannot be overstated in the battle against procrastination. It creates a supportive framework that bolsters our resolve, enabling us to follow through on our commitments. As we move into our next chapter, we will explore the transformative potential of self-compassion in overcoming procrastination, revealing that kindness towards oneself can be an essential tool in this journey. What if instead of beating yourself up over your procrastination, you offered yourself kindness instead? Self-compassion has emerged as a vital antidote to procrastination, helping individuals reshape their inner dialogues and embrace a healthier mindset. In this chapter, we will explore the profound impact of self-compassion and how it can transform your relationship with work and productivity. At its core, self-compassion involves treating oneself with the same kindness and understanding that one would offer a friend. Dr. Kristin Neff, a pioneering researcher in the field, defines self-compassion as comprising three primary components: self-kindness, common humanity, and mindfulness. Let's break these down. Self-kindness requires us to offer ourselves the same care and compassion we would extend to someone we love. Instead of harsh self-criticism that fuels procrastination, self-kindness encourages us to acknowledge our struggles without judgment. Research has shown that individuals with higher levels of self-compassion are less likely to procrastinate, as they are better equipped to cope with setbacks. A study published in the Journal of Personality concluded that self-compassionate individuals tend to engage in more adaptive coping strategies when facing challenges, which ultimately promotes a more proactive approach to tasks. Next, we have common humanity, the understanding that we are not alone in our struggles. Recognizing that everyone experiences difficulties helps alleviate the isolation that often accompanies procrastination. It fosters a sense of belonging, reminding us that we are part of a larger human experience. This perspective can empower us to confront our procrastination instead of hiding from it. Finally, mindfulness centers around being aware of our thoughts and feelings without judgment. It encourages us to observe our procrastination tendencies without getting swept away by negative feelings. When we practice mindfulness, we become more adept at recognizing when we are procrastinating and can choose to respond with compassion rather than criticism. Committing to self-compassion doesn't mean we neglect our responsibilities. Instead, it provides a healthier path forward. For example, let's consider James, a university student struggling with procrastination. Instead of succumbing to frustration when he fell behind on his assignments, he began practicing self-compassion by acknowledging his feelings and offering himself understanding. By approaching his studies with kindness, he discovered that he was more motivated to tackle his work rather than avoiding it. His grades improved, but more importantly, his relationship with his work shifted for the better. Studies support this notion. According to research published in the journal Frontiers in Psychology, individuals who practiced self-compassion reported lower levels of procrastination and higher levels of satisfaction with their work. By cultivating self-compassion, we can break the cycle of avoidance and shame that often fuels procrastination. As we continue on this journey towards overcoming procrastination, it's important to remember that self-compassion is not a destination but a practice. Regularly integrating self-kindness and mindfulness into our daily routines can reinforce a healthier mindset, allowing us to approach our tasks with renewed energy. As we conclude this chapter, remember that self-compassion can be a powerful ally in your journey to overcome procrastination. Instead of striving for perfection, focus on progress and kindness in your efforts. Next, we will explore the practical applications of the insights we've gained on this journey, examining how to create a sustainable plan to maintain momentum against procrastination. Having explored the intricate web of procrastination, accountability, and self-compassion, we now arrive at the crucial step: creating a sustainable action plan to implement all that we've learned. It's time to put theory into practice and establish a roadmap that will guide us in overcoming procrastination for good. In this chapter, we will dissect how to create an actionable plan tailored to individual needs, ensuring that your journey toward productivity is both realistic and sustainable. The first step in our action plan is to set clear, achievable goals. It's essential to break down larger tasks into manageable segments, making them less intimidating and more approachable. According to research from the Dominican University of California, individuals who set specific goals were more successful in achieving them. This means rather than saying, "I need to write a report," you would say, "I will complete the introduction by 5 p.m. today." Each small victory builds momentum and reinforces a sense of accomplishment. Next, it's vital to establish a timeline. Deadlines can create a sense of urgency that propels us into action. With clear timeframes, we can create a structured plan that keeps procrastination at bay. A study by the Harvard Business Review emphasized the importance of deadlines in promoting productivity. Setting interim deadlines can also be beneficial for larger projects, ensuring that we stay on track while providing flexibility. Additionally, creating a daily or weekly schedule can help provide structure to your work habits. Dedicating specific time blocks for work encourages consistency and helps condition your mind to be productive during those periods. The popular time management technique known as the time blocking method is an effective tool here. This method involves planning out your day into dedicated blocks of time to accomplish various tasks. By prioritizing tasks and allotting time to complete them, we create a framework that fosters productivity. Incorporating accountability measures into your plan is crucial. Whether through accountability partners, groups, or digital tools, sharing your goals and progress can provide the necessary incentives to stay committed. Once again, public commitment often leads to follow-through, and knowing that someone is tracking your progress can significantly reduce the likelihood of procrastination. Remember Brian, our graphic designer? He instituted regular check-ins with his mentor, which not only helped him stay accountable but also empowered him to take charge of his projects. Finally, self-assessment and reflection must be integrated into your action plan. Taking the time to evaluate your progress allows you to adjust your strategies and stay aligned with your goals. Regularly assessing what works and what doesn't enables us to iterate our approach. Studies suggest that individuals who reflect on their achievements and setbacks are better equipped to learn and adapt, ultimately reducing procrastination. Let's put this into perspective with an example. Meet Emily, a freelance writer who struggled with procrastination. After discovering her tendency to put off tasks, she implemented a structured action plan. She began by setting clear weekly goals, organized her days using time blocks, and engaged with an online writers group to share her progress. Over the course of several months, not only did her productivity soar, but she also found enjoyment in her writing again. The combination of structured goals, timelines, and social accountability transformed not just her work habits but her perception of her craft. Creating a sustainable action plan against procrastination is a dynamic process, requiring regular adjustments and commitment. It may take time to figure out what works best for you, and that's perfectly okay. As we transition to our final chapter, we will reflect on the journey we've taken, synthesizing the core insights we've gained and envisioning a future where procrastination takes a backseat to productivity and fulfillment. As we arrive at the final chapter of our journey, it's time to embrace growth and envision a future free from the shackles of procrastination. Throughout this documentary, we've explored the complexities of procrastination, from understanding its roots to developing practical strategies for overcoming it. Now, we turn our focus to the transformative potential of continuous growth, allowing us to cultivate resilience against procrastination in the long run. The first step in this journey is to embrace a growth mindset. Coined by psychologist Carol Dweck, the growth mindset is the belief that our abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work. This ideology encourages us to view challenges as opportunities for learning rather than threats. When we adopt a growth mindset, we become more resilient in the face of setbacks, reducing the likelihood of falling into procrastination. Moreover, setting long-term goals can help create a vision for the future. While immediate goals are beneficial, long-term aspirations provide direction and purpose. How do you want to feel a year from now? What skills do you wish to acquire? These questions not only fuel motivation but also enable us to visualize our path beyond procrastination. Reflecting on our experiences, we recognize the importance of celebrating progress, no matter how small. Taking the time to acknowledge our achievements fosters a sense of accomplishment, reinforcing our commitment to growth. In contrast, dwelling on failures can lead to feelings of inadequacy, which, in turn, fuels procrastination. By shifting the narrative towards positivity, we can effectively combat the urge to put things off. Another crucial aspect to consider is cultivating self-awareness. Regularly reflecting on our thought patterns, emotions, and behaviors allows us to identify triggers for procrastination. Keeping a journal can be an effective tool in gaining insights into our habits and thought processes. Understanding what leads us to procrastinate is the first step in breaking the cycle. If you recognize that you procrastinate when feeling overwhelmed, developing strategies for managing stress can be vital in mitigating that behavior. Finally, remember that growth is not linear. As we strive towards improvement, we may encounter setbacks or moments of procrastination. This is completely normal and part of the journey. The key is to approach these moments with self-compassion and forgiveness, recognizing that they do not define us. Instead, they serve as opportunities to learn and grow stronger. As we conclude this documentary, let us reflect on the profound insights we've gathered throughout our exploration. Overcoming procrastination is not merely about productivity, it's about understanding ourselves, fostering meaningful connections, and cultivating resilience. Through environment changes, accountability, self-compassion, and structured action plans, we can not only defeat procrastination but also embark on a journey of continuous growth and improvement. In the end, it's not just about checking off tasks on a list, it's about embracing the richness of our potential and pursuing the lives we truly desire. So, let's move forward together, armed with the tools and insights we've gained, ready to transform our relationship with procrastination and embrace a future filled with purpose and fulfillment. When we think about procrastination, we often overlook a powerful ally in the quest to overcome it: motivation. It's the fuel that drives our actions, yet understanding what truly motivates us can be a complex puzzle. It's essential to differentiate between intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation comes from within, driven by personal satisfaction and genuine interest in a task. Extrinsic motivation, on the other hand, is often fueled by external rewards, such as praise or tangible incentives. A study published in the journal Psychological Science found that tasks that individuals perceive as enjoyable or meaningful are less prone to procrastination. Imagine you have a project due at work. If you find joy in what you're doing, or believe it will help you grow professionally, you are more likely to tackle it head-on. But what happens when the task feels mundane? Here lies the challenge. Games, challenges, and competitions can create a sense of urgency and excitement, turning daunting tasks into engaging challenges. Let's consider the story of John, a software developer who consistently missed deadlines. He decided to gamify his tasks by setting up a point system for completing his work on time. Each completed task earned him points that could be redeemed for personal rewards, like a night out with friends or a new gadget. Over time, John found not only did his productivity increase, but he also discovered that he genuinely enjoyed his work more. This transformation highlights the power of motivation in combating procrastination. The flip side is that when motivation wanes, procrastination can creep back in. Exploring practical techniques, we'll dive into how to boost motivation effectively in our daily lives. Setting clear goals is crucial. Research by Edwin Locke shows that specific and challenging goals lead to higher performance. But they need to be framed positively. Instead of saying, "I need to stop procrastinating," try stating, "I will start my project today." Visualization also plays a vital role. Imagine vividly the outcome of your efforts. See yourself completing the task, and picture the satisfaction and rewards that follow. The brain responds to visualization similarly to actual experience, heightening motivation significantly. Additionally, surrounding yourself with motivated individuals will also have a profound impact. Social influence is powerful. If your peers are driven and focused, their energy will be contagious. Engaging in study groups or collaborative work environments can provide the necessary push to keep procrastination at bay. As we explore the intersection of motivation and procrastination, remember that the right mindset can transform challenges into opportunities. What will you do to harness your motivation today? We'll now delve into practical exercises that reinforce these concepts, allowing you to build a sustainable motivation system to fend off procrastination. Mindfulness has emerged as an essential practice for many, especially in the context of overcoming procrastination. By cultivating awareness and presence in the moment, individuals can address their procrastination habits on a deeper level. What truly is mindfulness? It involves paying attention to our thoughts, emotions, and bodily sensations without judgment. This practice creates a space between stimulus and response, offering us the opportunity to choose how to act rather than reacting mindlessly. A study conducted by psychologist Dr. Judith Kopiakina highlights that individuals who practiced mindfulness showed a significant decrease in procrastination tendencies. This is because mindfulness allows us to recognize the triggers of procrastination, fear of failure, perfectionism, and overwhelm. Picture Sarah, a college student who frequently found herself paralyzed by the thought of starting her assignments. Through a simple mindfulness technique called the 5-4-3-2-1 grounding method, she learned to focus on her surroundings and acknowledge her feelings. The exercise goes as follows: identify 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can feel. This awareness helped Sarah ground herself, reducing the anxiety that led to her procrastination. With practice, she found herself better able to approach tasks with clarity and an open mind. Mindfulness is not only about stress reduction, it's a way to reframe our approach to tasks. Rather than viewing them as daunting challenges, mindfulness teaches us to embrace the present moment and engage with tasks fully. Another effective technique is body scanning, where you methodically focus on different parts of your body, noticing sensations and releasing tension. This helps break the cycle of anxiety and inaction. Additionally, journaling with mindful awareness can serve as an incredible tool for procrastinators. Writing down your thoughts allows you to express and examine them without judgment. It becomes a way to process feelings of fear or inadequacy that often accompany procrastination. Keeping a procrastination journal helps track patterns in your behavior. Over time, you might spot inconsistencies and develop strategies to address what triggers your need to procrastinate. Mindfulness can also enhance our emotional intelligence, an essential skill for managing procrastination. Recognizing and regulating our emotions allows us to create a healthier relationship with our tasks. As you integrate mindfulness into your daily routine, consider setting aside just 5 minutes daily to practice. This small commitment can lead to significant changes in your productivity and emotional well-being. The journey of mindfulness in combating procrastination is a continuous process. How can you begin to practice mindfulness today? In our next chapter, we'll explore the intersection of impulse control and procrastination, 2 critical elements that often work in tandem. Impulse control is a term we often hear, yet its significance in the context of procrastination is frequently underestimated. It is the ability to resist short-term temptations in favor of long-term goals. When faced with a lengthy task, our brains instinctively seek instant gratification, whether that's scrolling through social media, engaging in mindless activities, or simply daydreaming about alternatives. Understanding the neuroscience behind this impulse can shed light on how we can effectively manage it. The prefrontal cortex, responsible for higher-order thinking and decision-making, plays a critical role in impulse control. When we are fatigued or stressed, this area of the brain can become less active, leading to increased susceptibility to procrastination. Research conducted by Dr. Ayelet Fishbach illustrates the importance of aligning our immediate actions with our long-term aspirations. For instance, let's consider the case of Mark, a university student who often chose to binge-watch his favorite series rather than studying for finals. After reflecting on his goals, he decided to implement a simple technique called temporal discounting. By visualizing his future self, successful, relaxed, and happy after achieving his goals, he found the motivation to gather his books and study. Setting up if-then plans is another powerful strategy to combat impulsivity. By determining specific responses to tempting situations, you create a roadmap for your brain to follow. For example, if I feel like procrastinating, then I will take a 5-minute break, breathe deeply, and refocus. This simple plan sets a clear intention, empowering you to regain control. In addition, consider the role of environment when it comes to impulse control. Creating a workspace that minimizes distractions, a clutter-free and organized area, can have immense benefits. Research shows that physical clutter can lead to feelings of anxiety and overwhelm, making procrastination more likely. Another technique is the Pomodoro technique, which breaks tasks into intervals of focused work followed by short breaks. This method not only enhances productivity but also aids in maintaining impulse control. As we continue to unpack the relationship between impulse control and procrastination, ask yourself, how can you better align your immediate actions with your long-term goals today? In the next chapter, we'll explore how building resilience can fortify your resolve against procrastination, a critical aspect of sustaining your journey toward productivity and fulfillment. Motivation is often described as the driving force behind our actions, but what happens when that force is lacking? This chapter delves into the intricacies of motivation, exploring both intrinsic and extrinsic factors that can ignite that spark within us. We often hear that finding your why is crucial to overcoming procrastination. But what does that really mean? Let's consider a study conducted by researchers at the University of California, which found that individuals who identified personal reasons for their goals were significantly more likely to achieve them compared to those who focused solely on external rewards. This reinforces the idea that intrinsic motivation, stemming from personal satisfaction and values, plays a crucial role. One compelling example comes from the realm of sports. Take Olympic athletes, for instance. Their drive often transcends mere medals. They carry a deeper desire to excel, to break personal records, and to contribute to their sport. For them, the motivation comes not just from the outcome, but from the rigorous journey of training itself. Conversely, let's examine the effect of extrinsic motivation. Imagine a student clearing a high bar just to receive a scholarship. While this can be a significant motivator, it can also lead to burnout and disconnection from the work itself. A burgeoning sense of obligation rather than passion can invoke procrastination, as the student may find themselves trapped in a cycle of working for a reward rather than pursuing fulfillment. Understanding these two motivational forces is paramount. We must assess what drives our energy. Is it the excitement of the task itself or the rewards it offers? Another crucial aspect of motivation is setting realistic and attainable goals. A study published in the journal Psychology of Sport and Exercise found that participants who set specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goals, known as SMART goals, reported a marked increase in motivation. By breaking larger tasks into smaller, manageable chunks, we can prevent overwhelm and foster a sense of progress, which in turn enhances our motivation. Furthermore, we must address the concept of self-efficacy, the belief in our ability to succeed. According to psychologist Albert Bandura, self-efficacy influences our choices, effort, and persistence. Consider the story of Leah, a teacher who felt overwhelmed by her workload. Initially, Leah struggled with procrastination, often putting off grading papers until the last minute. However, by setting specific goals for her grading and reminding herself of the positive impact her feedback would have on her students, she found a renewed sense of purpose. Leah's journey illustrates the profound interplay between motivation and action. Lastly, motivation can also be reinforced by surrounding ourselves with supportive communities. Engaging with others who share similar goals can foster a collective drive towards achievement. As we explore the dimensions of motivation, it becomes clear that understanding our personal motivators, whether intrinsic or extrinsic, is crucial in the battle against procrastination. In the next chapter, we will delve into the role of mindfulness in overcoming procrastination, shedding light on how being present can enhance our productivity and focus. Mindfulness has emerged as a beacon of hope in the realm of self-improvement, especially for those grappling with procrastination. But how exactly can cultivating mindfulness aid in overcoming this pervasive habit? At its core, mindfulness is the practice of maintaining a moment-by-moment awareness of our thoughts, feelings, bodily sensations, and the surrounding environment, a concept rooted in ancient meditation traditions. Studies have shown that mindfulness can significantly reduce stress and anxiety, two key contributors to procrastination. A 2020 study published in the journal Mindfulness revealed that participants who practiced mindfulness reported improved focus and reduced procrastination tendencies. This suggests that being fully present can enhance our ability to confront tasks without the weight of lingering thoughts or worries pulling us away. One effective method to harness the power of mindfulness is through meditation. Whether it's a few minutes of guided meditation or silent reflection, dedicating time to clear the mind can create a mental space that allows us to approach our tasks with renewed clarity and focus. Let's look at Tom's story. Tom was a freelance graphic designer who often found himself scrolling through social media instead of completing projects for clients. Frustrated with himself, Tom decided to incorporate short mindfulness practices into his daily routine. By taking just 5 minutes to meditate before starting work, he noticed a shift. His anxiety melted away, paving the way for creativity and focus to flourish. Mindfulness isn't just about quieting the mind, it's also about noticing the triggers that lead us to procrastination. By observing our thoughts without judgment, we can identify patterns that contribute to avoidance. For instance, when faced with a daunting task, many individuals feel overwhelmed and immediately shift focus to something more comfortable. This cycle reinforces procrastination, creating a loop that's difficult to escape. Practicing mindfulness enables us to acknowledge these feelings of overwhelm, allowing us to respond to them with compassion instead of avoidance. Instead of saying, "I can't deal with this right now," we can say, "I feel overwhelmed, and that's okay. I'll break this down into smaller steps and tackle it one piece at a time." Another compelling aspect of mindfulness is its ability to enhance our emotional regulation. Research indicates that individuals who practice mindfulness exhibit greater emotional balance, which aids in reducing the stress related to procrastination. When we learn to respond to our emotions rather than react impulsively, we equip ourselves with the tools to face challenges head-on. Consider Sarah, a college student who struggled with procrastination, particularly during finals. Sarah discovered mindfulness through a campus workshop and began to practice it daily. Not only did she become better at managing her stress, but she also found herself able to approach her studies with a clear mind, ultimately leading to improved academic performance. Incorporating mindfulness into our routines doesn't require hours of spare time. Simple practices, such as mindful breathing or short body scans, can be easily integrated into our lives. As we become more aware of our thoughts and feelings, we cultivate a mindset that is more resilient against the pull of procrastination. In the following chapter, we will explore impulse control and how it serves as a hidden enemy to productivity, examining techniques to strengthen our willpower against procrastination. Stay tuned as we uncover the strategies to better manage our impulses and stay on track. Impulse control is often the unseen culprit behind procrastination, sabotaging our best intentions and distracting us from our goals. But what does impulse control really mean, and how can we strengthen it? At its essence, impulse control refers to our ability to resist immediate temptations in favor of long-term rewards. This capability is vital for productivity. Understanding impulse control is important. Research from the University of Pennsylvania demonstrates that individuals with stronger impulse control are less likely to procrastinate. They can delay gratification, allowing them to focus on more pressing tasks even when distractions abound. Yet, what happens when our impulse control is weak? Imagine Mark, an aspiring writer who struggles with procrastination. He often finds himself distracted by the urge to check his email or scroll through social media instead of working on his manuscript. For Mark, each distraction chips away at his productivity, leading to frustration and self-doubt. Impulse control failure leads him to prioritize short-term enjoyment over his long-term goals. But how can Mark, and others like him, strengthen their impulse control? One effective approach is creating a structured environment that minimizes distractions. Studies have shown that individuals who work in organized spaces tend to be more productive. By reducing environmental cues that trigger impulses, for instance, having a dedicated workspace for writing, Mark can create a structure that supports his goals. Furthermore, breaking tasks into smaller, manageable steps is crucial. According to a study published in Cognitive Therapy and Research, individuals who focus on smaller, actionable steps are more likely to resist immediate temptations. Mark could break his writing into segments, focusing on just one paragraph at a time, diminishing the overwhelming feeling that often leads to procrastination. Another technique to enhance impulse control is practicing delay strategies. When Mark feels the urge to check his social media, he could set a timer for 5 minutes. By delaying immediate gratification, he strengthens his self-control muscles, making it easier to resist such impulses in the future. In addition, developing strong emotional awareness plays a pivotal role in impulse control. A study from Harvard suggests that individuals who are more aware of their emotional states and triggers are significantly better at managing impulses. Mark could benefit from keeping an emotional journal, noting when he feels the strongest urges to procrastinate. This practice not only clarifies his feelings but will also help him recognize patterns and establish strategies to counter them. As we explore impulse control, it's clear that it's a skill that can be developed over time. The key is to practice self-awareness, structure our environments, and utilize strategies that promote delay. Coming up, we address how to create a sustainable action plan that fends off procrastination, building the foundation for lasting productivity and growth. As we dive deeper into the complexities of procrastination, we must address a significant yet often overlooked aspect: the ripple effect it has on our life goals. Have you ever found yourself staring at a blank screen, a paper deadline looming, while your mind races with thoughts of everything else you'd rather be doing? This scenario isn't just a minor inconvenience, it's a pattern that can shape the trajectory of your life. Statistics show that approximately 20% of adults engage in chronic procrastination, and it's not just about missing deadlines. It's about the anxiety that builds up, the opportunities missed, and the dreams left unfulfilled. For instance, consider the case of Sarah, a young professional who dreamed of starting her own business. Despite having the skills and ideas in place, she repeatedly delayed creating her business plan. Days turned into weeks, and soon, fear and doubt began to overshadow her passion. Eventually, she missed the opportunity to secure funding when an investor was looking for innovative projects. This cycle of procrastination can extend further, impacting relationships, mental health, and overall life satisfaction. Imagine a student who continues to put off studying until the night before an exam. The stress and pressure can lead to poor performance and might even result in a lack of confidence in their abilities. Research shows that this lack of confidence is a common outcome for those who procrastinate, leading them to believe they are incapable of achieving their goals. The irony is that procrastination doesn't provide the comfort we seek. Instead, it adds a layer of stress and regret, setting us further from our objectives. Moreover, procrastination has social implications as well. It can affect teamwork, as individuals who procrastinate may leave their colleagues in a lurch, delaying projects or increasing the workload for others. Have you ever been part of a group project where one member continually fell behind? This not only breeds frustration but can also lead to resentment within the team. To combat this ripple effect, we need to cultivate an awareness of how our procrastination impacts not just our immediate tasks but our broader life trajectory. It's essential to set small, achievable goals that align with our long-term aspirations. A simple technique is to visualize where you see yourself in 5 years. What steps do you need to take today to get there? Breaking down these goals into manageable tasks can significantly reduce the overwhelm that leads to procrastination. As we explore further into overcoming procrastination, let's consider how creating accountability can act as a catalyst for change. To truly overcome procrastination, we must first understand the profound influence of habits on our behaviors. Habits are the invisible threads that weave through our daily lives, shaping our actions and decisions without us even realizing it. Consider this: research from the Duke University study revealed that about 40% of our actions are driven by habits. When we procrastinate, we are often defaulting to ingrained habits that prioritize short-term comfort over long-term gain. For example, scrolling through social media instead of working on an important project may provide an instant dopamine boost, but it ultimately detracts from our productivity. Take the case of Jake, a passionate writer who found his days slipping through his fingers. Every evening, he meant to write 2 hours but would instead find himself binge-watching shows or playing video games. One day, he decided to track his time to see where it went. To his shock, he discovered he was spending more than 30 hours a week on entertainment. This self-awareness was a pivotal turning point. He realized that breaking his habitual pattern required a shift in mindset. The first step for Jake was to replace his unproductive habits with more positive ones. He set a specific time for writing, created a dedicated workspace, and turned off distractions. He implemented the 2-minute rule, which suggests that if a task takes less than 2 minutes to do, you should do it immediately. This simple adjustment helped reduce the initial resistance he felt when beginning the writing process. Research supports the effectiveness of habit formation in overcoming procrastination. In a study by Dr. Wendy Wood, it was shown that creating cues in our environment can trigger productive habits. For instance, Jake kept his writing materials visible and set reminders